Welcome to Sipping Reality X with Jill and
Megan.
Unfiltered and unbothered as always.
We sure are.
We are ready to talk about different dynamics and the one that we desire the most. We're going to share that with you today.
Yeah. So where would you like to start?
Well, I'd like to start from our perspective as women seeking men, and we can throw in different dynamics of what other people may be seeking too. So starting with, there are men who are dominant, but not doms.
Right.
But they're like, I'm dominant in bed. Then there's...
But you know what's interesting? Is that a man could be like that, but then meet a woman that he completely wants to dom.
Well, maybe. Anything could change depending on who you're with.
Right.
You could start to explore something new.
Right.
But these are certain dynamics or desires that I've noticed with men.
Right.
I've had men say, I'm not a dom, but I'm very dominant in bed.
Yes, I've
and
heard
I'll be like,
that.
okay, well, I'm not looking for that.
Right.
I'm looking for an actual BDSM dynamic.
Yes.
Right? And that's not like a BDSM dynamic because in general, men are dominant in bed.
Right.
Just
for the most part.
generalization.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not always true. Then there's doms, but then even different than a dom is a daddy dom. Mm-hmm. That's a whole other dynamic.
That just made me smile.
She did. She smiled. We'll talk about that later. So other dynamics.
Yeah.
Femdom.
Mm-hmm.
So the woman is dominant.
Yes.
But I don't know that I've ever heard of this, but there could be a woman who's just dominant in bed, but not an actual femdom. Not a BDSM role.
Right. Yes.
I would assume. It would be great if anyone's had that, if they could share and comment, because I'm sure that exists.
Yeah. I mean, not everybody takes on like I can imagine that not all dominant women in bed take on like a dominatrix role.
Yes.
BDSM role.
And then there's mommies.
Mm-hmm. They like to change diapers.
Yes,
Yeah.
there are mommies.
Mm-hmm.
And it can. See, then there's different levels of being a mommy or a daddy, where you could really take on a role as a little child.
Yes.
Or it could just be a very comforting daddy or mommy role.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're just taking on that role of a caretaker.
Yeah.
Without all of those
other fetishes.
Little kid acting. Yes, those are like other little fetishes that can like feed into these different dynamics.
I'm
right?
like a little girl, baby girl, but I'm not. I don't act like...
You don't act like a baby, but then there's people that do enjoy actually acting like a baby.
Right.
So there's different levels of all of these dynamics where different fetishes and kinks can come into play, we'll say, right? Mm-hmm. And then, I don't know, is there any other dynamics that you can think of?
Switching.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so there's some that do both
Yeah.
based on their mood.
Yeah. And both of the couple can switch together. Not just one of them switching back and forth, but like both of them. Right. And then I just like think the only other thing I can think of, which switching is not important, it's interesting because I'm like learning to do that. I've always wanted to just be dominated.
Yeah.
Learning to switch and be able to...
Allowing your dominant side out.
Well, letting my dom side come out, but then also letting someone then dom me again after I've done that. Or be dominant with me.
With the same person.
Interesting,
yeah.
I think it takes... that takes a special chemistry and dynamic too. Which I think I have experienced that. Where I'd be able to let someone be dominant over me still after letting my dominant side come out. But I know that there's other men that if I was dominant with them, I could not, because of their energy and their submissiveness.
I know what you're talking about. So it's like, yes, once you see a man as submissive, it can sometimes change our thinking.
Yeah, and then you can't get it back.
Yes, and then to let them dominate you just doesn't feel right.
But then there are men, I believe I could still let them.
Yeah, if they truly carry that alpha masculinity.
Right.
But they don't mind having a strong alpha female, which they allow to let out every once in a while and to be present.
Right.
And they will submit to that. You can still, they are still your dom.
Right. Yeah.
Yet you might have dominated that situation or that sexual interaction.
And I think for me, it's like, well, now I'm going to show you, like, who's really dumb here.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
from
fun.
the male.
Yeah.
Like, that's cute that you did that. That's cute that you did that. That's real cute.
But that's because that's their energy. That's,
yeah.
Yes, which is why they can
switch,
reclaim. And
right.
Yeah, but I don't think that's really, like, too... that's not equally switchy. Yes, that would be different. There's some people that can, like, equally switch with each other.
Yep,
I think.
I've seen that.
But I don't know that I want that. Well, we'll get into what we want.
Right.
Later.
Yeah.
So now, if you take a female and a female dating or a male and a male dating, you could have any of these dynamics within the two.
Yeah.
They could have all 6.
Yeah.
Because 2 women could take on a daddy-daughter role or a mommy-son role or a...
Yeah, they can
or
literally...
a dom either way. Either one can dom. Either one can sub. They can both be dominant and just have a very passionate, rough play. They could both kind of be subs and just kind of... I could see how they could both kind of play that role.
Yeah.
In a sense, right?
Right.
I don't know.
I guess in a way that, like, 2 heterosexual people couldn't, kind of...
Maybe they could.
I don't know. Well, because, like, a heterosexual man isn't ever gonna identify himself as a mommy.
Oh, yes.
That's what I mean.
As far as that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought you meant as far as, like, both of them being subs, but still still, I just stuttered. Still sexually interacting.
Right.
That's what I thought you were talking about. But yes.
No, I mean, like,
they
the
can kind of
roles.
take on all 6, I think.
Yeah.
That we just described.
Yeah.
Yes, and then what other dynamics? I mean, there's trans dynamics, and they could fit into any of that. I don't know that there's any new dynamics that come up with anything
super
else.
Curious about that dynamic for myself, but we can talk about that after.
Yes, you have shown interest in the trans.
Yeah.
Well, see, but it like a threesome with a trans man and a heterosexual man would be interesting because you could have all sorts of dynamics there.
Yeah, because you have, like, this female energy,
cocks,
but
it's a female, but there is some female energy there.
Yeah.
But
I've talked to people who have experience with trans, and it was just a woman with a penis. Like, the female energy from that person was just, like, out of this world.
As if it was a woman with a strap on, but you get the feel of the real skin and realness.
Yeah.
Of a
Which
true
is
cock.
intriguing. Yeah.
Well, you have a little bi in you.
Well, yeah.
So for you to be with a woman, but you're mostly straight.
Yes.
So I could see how that could really intrigue you.
Yes.
To be able to take a cock, but you also get that sensualness of
a woman.
Of being with a woman.
Yeah.
Which it totally makes sense, actually, that would intrigue you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely love to experience that.
Right?
Yeah. But that's a whole nother dynamic too. I mean, a couples that, you know.
And then there's group play, which, as we know, I've been loving.
Yeah.
Very fun.
It is.
I like watching group play. It was fun to engage in group play.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only had a couple experiences, but they were all very wonderful. They were done with the right people, though.
Right.
You know, that makes a difference.
Yeah. Well, I love group play, but then there's just, like, exhibitionism where you're not doing anything with a group, but they're just, like, watching
Yes.
you and someone else.
You're just having sex.
Yeah.
With one other person, but there's other people
I
around
love
or
that.
watching. I have not done that. I haven't had that experience.
It's intoxicating.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first time me and my partner did that, we left and we were, like, high for
Yeah.
days. Yeah, we were
Well,
like...
you have always loved being an exhibitionist.
Yeah.
That is particularly something that you need, because I noticed when you go a long time without that, you're like, I need to do this.
Yeah.
It's like in you.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued by it. I've never experienced it, so I'm not, it's not a need for me, but it's something I'm definitely intrigued by.
Yeah, it's like an itch I have to scratch.
Yes. I'm not.
It always has been.
Yes. I'm not. I've never, like, taken nudes and put them up. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't send people nudes. Like, I never have my legs spread and send them to people.
Yeah.
But I could see if I started doing that, who knows? Because now I don't believe that anything's off the table for
Anymore,
me to enjoy
ever again.
I've discovered that over the last
because
three
you
months.
said nope, I don't want that, and then you're like, oh shit.
And that leads right into the dynamic that I can't live without now.
Yeah. Okay. Do we want to talk about this now?
Well, I think we've kind of covered dynamics.
A lot
Is
of
there
dynamics.
anything else you can think of?
I don't think so.
No, I mean well, yes, we did miss pets.
Oh yeah, being a pet. Yeah. I was talking to
A pet caretaker and a pet.
I was talking to like a younger guy who wanted to be my pet.
Yeah, and that could fit
I thought it was
into
really cute.
female, male,
Yeah.
couples, trans, heterosexual, male, female. It can fit into any dynamic,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, then there's a lot of pansexual. There's a lot of different labels that people give, but we're just, again, we're not trying to leave anyone out. We're just going through like the most major, like how can
Or things
genders fit together, but
roles that we've seen, dynamics that we've seen so far.
yes, and
we
have
totally
some
could be
experience
missing.
with, or have friends that have experienced, or whatever.
Yeah, we could
Yes.
totally be missing a bunch.
And if we're missing them, please let us know. We
Yeah.
want to hear. We do not want to leave you out. We are open. This is sex positive. This is all inclusive. We are not leaving anyone out. So
Yeah, and we love to hear
join in.
all the different aspects of the lifestyle too.
We are always going to miss things because we're two women.
Well, yeah, we
You
only have our own experiences, so we can only really go off of that.
Yep.
That's why we
That's
love talking to people. You and I love talking to people.
We
and
do.
Psychoanalyzing things.
We
and-
do. We
yeah.
love interacting with you all. That's why we always love hearing your feedback and hearing about what you think about our podcast and what we missed or didn't miss, or
Yeah.
what you think we got right on. We love hearing it because we want to absorb it all, take it
Yeah.
all in,
Yeah, we do.
hear everyone's
We're like-
perspective.
We're like sponges.
We're like sexual BDSM sponges. We're just
that's a
soaking
thing.
it all up.
We are. We are.
Soaking.
That's a thing.
I'm just picturing being a sponge, like soaking up like all of this stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Interesting. Okay, so let's get into it.
I was literally picturing, it's so ridiculous. I was picturing all of the puddles I left yesterday after a session with my partner. I was thinking about the sponge and all the puddles. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, Megan's a squirter.
Yeah, and it's funny because at the end, he'll usually say to me, did you have any orgasms? And I'll be like, maybe one. And then like you just look around the room, there's like a puddle across the floor, there's a puddle over by the chair, there's a puddle in the kitchen.
Oh my gosh.
It's funny. It cracks me up.
That's cute.
It is cute.
He's just doing that to boost his own ego.
He does. Yes, he certainly does.
I would do it if I were him too. I don't blame him.
Yeah, he's pretty proud of himself.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
What we crave.
I cannot even believe that I'm going to say this out loud.
And I didn't say this because we didn't do a BDSM one, but I don't think I can live without this dynamic ever again.
I don't know, but I'm so intoxicated by it right now. I put on every single profile I had this fall after, starting to get my feet wet in kink last summer. By the fall, I was like getting good at my profiles and saying everything I don't want. Like just putting it right out there. Like, I do not want this. I do not want that. Like, you do. I am not going to call you daddy. I do not want a daddy.
She was super strong on that one.
Yes, super strong.
And what did I say to you?
I was so disturbed. I don't remember.
You don't remember.
What did you
I
say?
said you were going to call somebody daddy.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't say that until I met this last guy.
Well, when
I
you
met
did.
this last guy, she's like, you're going to call him daddy. I was like, I've already had
I'm
that
like, and you're going to like it.
Because he had daddy energy. He
Yeah.
couldn't not be a daddy because he's like, it's in him, which is what I don't want a guy to act like a daddy.
No.
I need a guy who is a daddy.
I don't want a guy who's out there saying, I'm a daddy dom and I'm going to be your daddy.
The way you just said that was so robotic.
It's like, okay.
No, but there's men that have daddy energy. And you can't help but start calling them daddy because they are a daddy. Now I know.
Fuck.
And shame on me for dating him because now I can't live without a daddy.
I can't either.
But I don't want somebody acting like a daddy.
No.
They have to embody that energy. They have to have that deep voice and that masculinity.
Fuck.
Oh, when he would just
Yeah, you're just like gonna get me horny.
kick my
talking
legs
about
open.
This.
I know,
God.
and then I'm not even seeing anyone right now. It's
man.
gonna be brutal.
Oh my
but
gosh,
we
when I
have to
kick
do
your
it.
legs open, spin you around and just kick your feet apart.
He would slap my pussy and my legs would close, and he'd be like, "Keep your legs open." Oh my gosh.
There is something. There is some kind of release I feel calling my partner daddy. That I don't know where it comes from.
I do.
Or what I mean.
Daddy issues.
No.
But it
I don't mean
does.
psychologically. Okay. I don't like. There's this like deep.
I know, but there is a.
I know there's a psychological piece to it. But what I mean is there's this fulfillment I feel only to say it towards this person specifically.
Because
I couldn't say it to someone else and feel that fulfillment
because you have that bond with him.
Right.
Because he's not just dominating you in bed and so you call him daddy. He embodies that daddy spirit. Yeah. And how do I ever find that again?
That's how
the one that fits for me. Another man might have that, but it doesn't work for me because he's not my type.
I know.
It's like,
well, that's what I worry.
don't know.
That's what I worry about too.
I did not want a daddy, and nobody was going to degrade me or call me a slut ever.
She got it all.
This man had me. I'm not going to go there.
Not right now. Yeah. I mean, well, so therein lies. I can't live. I didn't know that I needed this dynamic until I had it.
Nope. I didn't want it.
I
was beyond adamant.
She didn't want it. I did. I was.
You were intrigued by the dynamic.
I was always intrigued by the dynamic, but really only the dynamic that I was putting out that I wanted was like somebody to own me and have control over me, but like still be very respected by them and adored by them. But
daddies are like a daddy that truly embodies that sexual daddiness is like they're very caring. They're very thoughtful.
I'm literally biting my lip.
Very caring, very respectful.
Yes.
And they treat you like they adore you.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's the intoxicating part is the respect, and they're so manly. You go out with them and you don't have to worry about having your wallet because they wouldn't allow you to pay even if you offered. They just take care of you.
Yes.
You are with them. They are your protector. They're emotionally safe. Mm-hmm. They're physically safe.
Yes.
I'm talking about these men that not call themselves daddy or like to be a daddy, but the ones that really just embody that.
Oh, God.
They have this ability to just adore and care for you and protect you and make you feel emotionally and physically safe.
Yes.
And that is the intoxicating piece.
It is.
For me.
It is.
I've never been with a man that's made me feel all of those things.
I haven't either.
And it's...
Well, so going back to like the dynamics that I'm reflecting on this right now. The dynamic that I've always kind of put out there that I wanted is more of toys and like being tied up and this lack of control with somebody like
subspace.
Like
I wanted bondage and
so
sensory deprivation and all that.
So, but like this,
which you can do with your daddy,
right?
You can do all of that.
This specific dynamic wasn't in my mind ever.
Yeah,
like I wasn't looking for it. I didn't know I wanted it. I didn't know I needed it. And now that all of a sudden it's like this hole that was inside of me that I didn't know what was there.
Yes.
And now it's being fulfilled.
Yes.
And
opened this whole new world that you didn't even know existed inside of you. It's exactly how I feel.
So then I
had no idea that was in me.
I had no idea.
And now I crave it.
Me too.
My profile right now says that I'm looking for a daddy. Like, what? Like 4 months ago, my profile said...
Never.
I do not want a daddy.
Never.
You will never degrade me. Like, you will never do all these things to me. And I do not want a daddy. I just keep saying that because I was so serious about that.
She
It
was
really
so serious.
disturbed me. And
She was disturbed by me calling
somebody daddy. I was
daddy.
like, oh, I couldn't do that. I was just, and it's not that I thought that
my
you really thought he was your dad, like life dad. I knew that, but there was something about this dynamic that turned me off so much. And it was probably,
And I tried to explain it to you.
But think about this. It was me in complete denial and delusion that there was this
deep need
person inside of me that really was something that I didn't want to admit. Someone that would have sex with their daddy and actually get turned on by being holes and being a slut for him.
Yes.
I'm saying that out loud now. I didn't a few minutes ago. I
Right.
refrained from saying this. We're unfiltered. I'm trying here, guys. This is a tough one for me.
It is. It's hard.
But
to
I'm
be
letting it
vulnerable
out.
like
Well, yes, I'm being as vulnerable as I can be right now because I didn't even admit this to myself. I was totally blinded to the reality because that's how much I didn't want to admit that this was inside of me. But then I met the right man who just so gently and so respectfully and perfectly started to draw it out in me. And I am not the same person I was 3 months ago.
I'm not. I don't think I could ever date someone that I couldn't have this dynamic with. I need it that badly.
I don't know if I can or not. I'm not that far into things because I don't know. I'm just starting to date again. Oh, I don't know.
Because I don't think I can go my whole life
of,
without having it.
Well, I'm kind of at the point where it was so vulnerable for me, and I'm in like a lot of hurt over that right now. Where it's like I don't want it because I need a little space from vulnerability with a man and all of that. So I'm just having fun going back on dating apps, flirting. Well, I'm just taking it easy on myself right now.
I'm not looking for anything specific too. Like, I really want to just go and make friends and let things be organic. I mean,
it has to be organic because, like we were saying, if we are going to have another daddy, they have to happen organically. It has to. They cannot come in whenever. Yesterday, guy texted me and we were joking around. He's never been a daddy before. Like, he was just being cute, and he is. He's a cute, fun guy. He's like a kid. He's like 9 years younger than me.
He's cute. Like, he's a kid.
He is, but he's super cute, and he's really fun to talk to. He's just a friend right now, but he said something like, oh yeah, well, daddy, and he used daddy, and I know that that's not something that's natural for him, and it was like, really, I'm like, ooh, you like saying that, didn't you? I'm like, but I said nobody calls me daddy until they earn that title. And that's earned through respect, trust, adoration, like all of these things. Because it's not something that somebody could just like call me daddy. It wouldn't be the same. It's gotta be that true dynamic.
And I know I've talked about this before because we talked about dynamics. It does have to happen organically. Something triggered me the other day. This guy said to me, because I said I was open, to dynamics and friendships, and he said, you do know that not every dynamic is going to be the same or maybe even like the other one at all. And I was like, oh.
But it might open up even a different part in you and be fulfilling in a way that you didn't realize you needed in a different way. Which is why I'm open to developing something with somebody else that's not that dynamic.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm not looking for anything specific. I have to let things happen organically because it will be with someone new. It will be what it is with that person, and it won't be what I have. And it will never be.
Which is why it's hard to let go.
Yeah. When
you find something really good, and when it was healthy and there was nothing wrong with it.
Right.
It's really hard to walk away. I don't know how.
I really love this dynamic though. So much. It fulfills me on such a deep level.
Yes.
I don't know how to describe it.
Which is maybe why I denied it so hard in my mind that I would ever engage in it, because I knew that it would provide something for me that would actually really hurt me.
Yeah. No, it does.
You know?
Yeah.
And
no, it creates.
So I didn't even want to consider that could be something that I could engage in or enjoy.
Well, because the vulnerability that it demands is deep.
Yes.
And
I don't think that men realize that for those of us women that want to truly engage in it organically, some women like the role play of it, and that's fine. And some men like the role play of it, and they can do that. But that's not what we're talking about, that we're looking for, particularly. No. Just us, particularly.
Right.
But what a man who engages with me in that doesn't understand is that it's not something that I can do casually.
No, it creates a serious bond.
Yes.
I mean, only for it to go deeper and deeper does that bond need to grow.
Yeah.
And it does.
Which is why I'm no longer in that dynamic anymore, and why I'm dating again, unfortunately. Because in order for me to have gone further into that, I would have needed
to be owned.
I would have needed to be owned inside and outside of the bedroom. I just did. I needed that because it's just too deep for me.
Yeah.
We were having so much fun, and then I got all serious.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, no, it's real life. Mm-hmm. It is. And it's vulnerable.
It is. All of this is.
I mean, even just the fun stuff is vulnerable.
Yeah, it can be. Even with just friends. Like, even this weekend, I have some plans on Friday with some friends I'm very excited about. It's going to be new and different. Megan just spilled all over her.
I just poured my tea all over my face.
Oh my gosh, it's like you're drooling.
Yeah.
Ooh. Let's get kinky.
It's not
I have some
sexy.
Fun.
It's not sexy. I just spilled my tea all over my face.
I'm making it sexy.
On my shirt.
It would be sexy if someone was here licking it off of you.
Oh, that would be sexy. But they're not.
No, we're not going there. We're having fun. We're getting sexy. We're not going back into all that seriousness. But yes, I mean, there is a serious side to all of this. So we can embody both.
Yeah, we totally can.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to stretch.
Well, this was a great topic today. I'm glad that we were able to unpack this.
Yeah.
It was hard for me to talk about.
Well, I'm glad you did. I think you needed to.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I think I need to go for a run now. I need to jog all this emotion in my heart out.
I actually need to take a nap.
Yeah, Megan hasn't slept much this week.
I'm really tired. I'm just like physically and emotionally exhausted.
Well, you go for a nap, and I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do, and we will see you guys again next week.
Yep, we love you. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll talk to you soon.